Well done, Ron. Yard sale, well done. Yeah. You guys did great. Good morning.
Yeah.
Are we live, Ron?
We're live.
All right. Good morning to those of you who are here in person, and good morning to those of you who joined by live stream. We begin our time here in this space by choosing songs from the hymnal. And those of you joining by live stream are certainly welcome to sing along, or you might want to take a moment to get a candle, maybe some bread and juice, and set up a sacred space in your own. So, in here, we will hymn sing.
595. Oh, good choice. I'm ready.
I don't even know what it is, but I'm sure it's a good choice. 595. Do you have a choice of verses, George? Oh, he's breaking the rules. All three. $5.95, the whole thing. 12, 1, 2. And you want to sing verses 1 and 3? Okay. Bring many names. Oh, I like this song. Bring many names, number 12. Well, I like number 12 too. And 1 and 3. And we have time for one more. 593. Thank you, Patty. You want to do 1 and 2, 1 and 3?
Let's do all of them.
All right. All of it. For those of you who did not hear. Please join me in the welcome. Welcome to the United Church. We are a peace and justice community, a movement towards wholeness in a fragmented world. Together we create a strong sense of belonging, a safe place to flourish, and opportunities to grow in our own way, in our own time. I think we'll skip the song, and move right into bringing in the letter cards. Children are also invited to bring in the light if you would like to. Place it on the table, and you are also invited, of course, to make a sacred sound. That's right, you need to pop it so we can hear it. Violet, did you want to light a candle? Okay. Yeah, louder. You can hear it. This is one of the few things you can really smash. And you're invited to go to the kitchen if you would like to. I know a lot of people want to go to the kitchen if they saw the crap that you all are making. Oh, Warren put him to work. All right, well, I'll give you the microphone. Or, actually, why don't you go first, Myra, while we're passing those out. Is this a drum roll time?
I'm sorry. She says, oh yeah. Okay, yesterday was a great day. Everybody who's tired, raise your hand. But it's a good tired. I wanted to say, first of all, thanks to everyone who helped, everyone who donated some of the marvelous goods that we were able to pass on to new homes. And really for everyone's patience and just kind of devotion to this 1 week of our year. I'm going to give you the money thing, but I first want to say that I think the time we spent getting to know each other in fellowship and the time we spent yesterday getting to know our friends and neighbors. Ron told me many a story about people he chatted with, and I know a lot of you did that. That to me, that's priceless. And that's why we do this. However, we also are lucky enough to make some money doing it for the church. And I can tell you that the total we made was $3,700. Of that, for everyone who thought we priced things too low,
I know.
of that we made about $2,500 in one day yesterday. A lot of the others were like pre-sales and stuff that we made throughout the year. So, and our total expenses for the sale are under $200, and that included lunch. So I want to thank you all. It's a great way to raise some funds. Those funds go into a special account, which we can then decide how we want to use those in ways that benefit the broader community. So thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. So take a look at the picture on this page here, okay? And you see the people and they are intensively using their cell phones. It's not like a whoopee and here I am and a selfie and all of that. These phones are being used for a serious purpose. And so I was really struck by this when I read in 5 Calls, which is a site online that is excellent for doing advocacy. And it says that call your representative. Calling is the best way to make your voice heard. And the why on that is because once the representatives or senators have made a statement about where they are on a particular issue, it is very difficult for them to back off on that. So you want to have your comment get to them earliest so that before they make that decision. And then the other ways of doing things like with emails, they have to be manually read and sorted. And with letters and postcards, they arrive way later. And so that's the reason why calls are so important. And I know for some of us, that's like, but gee, I don't really feel comfortable calling up. Maybe somebody's going to answer the phone, then what am I going to do? Instead of leaving a voicemail. Oh, well, but that's the deal. All right, two things here real quick. The due to the bottom one, I oppose the huge cost of the war in Iran. That really is one I just kind of worked on, because same thing that happened with Vietnam, that killed all the stuff that was going to happen with the New Deal. And all of the programs that were beginning to emerge, all that money got sucked away into the Vietnam War. Same thing with Iraq, same thing with what's happening now. The other thing is, many commentators are saying, and not just commentators, they're analysts, and they know, is that there was no real direct threat, imminent threat to us at all. And so this is a war of choice. And it is smells very much like weapons of mass destruction. All right, the other one here is kind of a sneaky one. It's been slithering around quietly in the state legislature. This is a bill that would create almost like a Florida intelligence force. You know, that it would be a surveillance force that would be looking at groups that are doing things that the government wouldn't want them to do, or that oppose what the government may say, be it the Florida government or whoever. And it's written very broadly so that it could have the potential of being used to really stifle free speech. So that one is one to fight on. All right, so now, what's happening that's really good? Look at the bottom of the page down here on this one. You know about Head Start, right? You know how good Head Start has been at really helping generations of people that are living in, difficult, really challenging economic circumstances to get ahead. And so the administration didn't like the program's inclusivity policies. And the program wasn't backing off on that, the people running it. And so they said, okay, we're going to cut the funding. And a federal judge has just granted a preliminary injunction blocking the administration's move to cut off at least some of the funding for that. And I think that is pretty cool.
Gotta have both the good and the bad.
Thank you, Juan. So our Lenten series is titled Christ, Paradox, and Poetry. And it is leading us on a journey through Jerusalem with the Christ that we call Jesus, while exploring two questions. Is this the path of love? And who or what is Christ? In his letter to the Colossians, the Apostle Paul writes that this is what he is praying for. He is praying that the followers of Jesus would be woven into a tapestry of love, in touch with everything there is to know of God. Then, he writes, you will have minds confident and at rest, focused on Christ, God's great mystery, the richest treasure of wisdom and knowledge are embedded in that mystery. And to the people of Corinth, Paul writes, you are Christ's body. You are the treasure. You are the mystery. We are the body of Christ. We are the treasure. We are the mystery.
You should never let me loose with a bunch of paper and a magic marker because I get dangerous and then I want to do show and tell. So the reflective reading today is inspired by 1 Corinthians, and it's Donna chose to use the Message, and I love the Message because it is just so much fun to read. And you can easily see enough how this kind of thing works by looking no further than your own body. So we have 5 parts, okay? Oh, I can see with the wind here, we're gonna have to take. Okay. Our bodies have many parts, limbs, organs, cells, but no matter how many parts we can name, we are still one body. It's exactly the same with Christ. By means of one Spirit, we all said goodbye to our partial and piecemeal lives. We each used to independently call our own shots. But then we entered into a large and integrated life. The old labels we once used to identify ourselves are no longer useful. We need something larger, more comprehensive. We needed a paradigm shift. And I'm going to invite my friend Joan up to come and help me because I need a body, and she's got a body. I mean, I do too, but this is going to be a lot easier. So I want you to think about how all this makes you more significant, not less. A body isn't just a single part blown up into something huge. It's all the different but similar parts arranged and functioning together. Now, if a foot it's down there, okay. These things are like they gotta go.
You might need 2 assistants.
I might need 2 assistants, you never know.
There you go. Andrew Green would make a great assistant.
Okay, if we're at a foot. The foot said, I'm not elegant like the hand. I need to take the hand. I'm not elegant like the hand, embellished with rings. So I guess I don't belong to this body. Would that make it so? If the ear said, I'm not beautiful.
I'll let
You can put it close. It doesn't have to be near. Okay. If the ear said, I'm not beautiful like the eye, transparent and expressive, I don't deserve a place on the head. You can put that. Okay. Okay. Would you want to remove it from the body? If the body was all eye, oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, man. What happened to my ear? Oh, yeah, okay, all right. If the body was all eye, how could it hear? If it was all ear, how could it smell? Here, take it to Joan. You know, as it is, we see that God has carefully placed, right? Each part of the body in exactly the right position. God has placed each one of us exactly where we should be. We are treasure, we are mystery. But I also want you to think about how this keeps your significance from getting blown up into self-importance. For no matter how significant you are, it is only because of what you are part of. An enormous eye or a gigantic hand, now you're going to have to put this one on you, okay? That's a hand. Would not be a body, but a monster, okay? What we are is one body with many parts, each the proper size and the proper place. We are beloved, anointed to lead with love. Here, you can hold that one. And no one of us can go alone. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, we're not done yet. Can you imagine I telling hand, get lost, I don't need you. Or head telling foot, you're fired. Your job has been phased out. As a matter of fact, in practice, it works the other way. The lower the part, the more basic, therefore necessary. You can live without an eye, for instance, but not without, where's that tape? A stomach. Okay. There are leafy green vegetables in there, but I resisted the temptation to put a slice of pizza or a glass of wine, but there are grapes in there, so you can, and there's tomatoes and other things and fish and things, so it is stomach. But not without a stomach. Where it is part of your own body you are concerned with, it makes no difference whether the part is visible or clothed, higher or lower, inside or out. You give it dignity and honor, just as it is, without comparisons. Thank you both for being such I'm not done, but they are, so. I appreciate you being good sportsmen about that. Okay. The way God designed our bodies as a model for understanding our lives together. In the words of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. If one part hurts, every part is involved in the hurt and in the healing. If one part flourishes, every part enters into the exuberance. We are Christ's body, and that's who we are. We are the beloved, anointed to lead with love.
Gave us these bodies and you called them good. Gave us these bodies and you called them good. We are easily damaged. Have you seen the scars? That's just scratching the surface underneath where those gave us these bodies and you called them good. Gave us these bodies and you called them good. That you do, let us love them as you do. Inside, outside, through and we do so much damage. Have you seen the scars? We keep hurting each other. Sometimes that's just how we are. and bones are hearts and hands alive in every way. Our flesh and bones are hearts and hands alive in every way. Give us these bodies. Give us these bodies that we love them as you do. Let us love them as you do. Inside, outside, through and through. Let us love them as you do. Let us love them.
You're invited to light a candle if you would like to.
I got inspired by Warren, and I'm going to try to read something important from my phone. We'll see if it works. I have a paper backup. And good news for the new people, if you hang around this church, Pastor Donna will give you a title. She'll make it up for you. This is called Christ the Seamstress. So one story goes, this couple stumbled into a fall, exposing the other and feelings of needing protection and cover. Hands holding holy on walks in the garden, broke to hide parts of their bodies in shame. Fear crept in, separation began, once rooted in union with all creation, uprooted to move with uncertain footing, exiled and naked, alone in unknown. But the fingertips of the Word made flesh picked up each strand of unraveling humanity, fashioned a garment to hug vulnerability. Christ, the weaver, seamstress, one of us, moved in and through life's clumsiness, with handkerchiefs to wipe our tears, cloths to dress our wounds, brilliant colors, sparkling light, fabric shielding from elements, blankets to warm, mittens to sled, gloves for food prepared to be shared. In these days, when all seem to stumble and fall, Christ sows through pain and rubble, mending the tears division has caused, sewing the pieces together, embroidering love over bullet holes, cross-stitching patterns of sanity, tenderly draping with healing and hope, a tapestry loving humanity.
I had, this is just the day of microphone challenge.
There we go. And the worst for you, the clock doesn't work, so. Sorry ahead of time. But I've had the privilege of sitting with Patty's poetry all week. And it was emailed to those of you on the mailing list this morning. And there's paper copies here because it is rich. It's profound. For me, it has been a reminder all week that even when we can't see it or feel it, Christ is happening. This is the treasure and the mystery. Christ is happening. Active through, with, and in you. And you. And you. And me. I love that cross-stitching patterns of sanity. Who doesn't need that? Sewing through the pain and the rubble, embroidering love over bullet holes. I took a few liberties, mending the tears and the tears of division. We are Christ's body. This is our work. We are the treasure in the mystery. And as I said all week, the poem and that song, These Bodies, and Susan's reading have been a source of comfort for me as I've not only looked for the path of love and walked on the path of love, but I've also been wrestling with the injustice and the heartbreak of what I call the war machine. And I've been wrestling with my attempts to stay informed and protect my sanity and resisting the heartache, which is the curse of being a person with empathy. Somebody said to me the other day, empathy is meant to be painful, and I thought, oh, okay. And I know that many of us are on that yard sale high. Maybe we're on a yard sale tired. Because it is such good work. It It's the good work of being in community. As Myra said, it's priceless. Coming together on that path of love, to notice, to connect with our neighbors, to share goods at ridiculously low prices. I mean, we accomplished something wonderful and something important. And I also know at the same time, there are other parts of this sacred Christ body which are cringing in response to violence, who are feeling frightened and anxious over the way these fragile bodies betray us. It's no small task to navigate a body that is happy and hurting at the same time. Thus the paradox, thus the poetry. May we find and maintain our balance. And may we also come to understand that part of the treasure and the mystery is that while we are indeed the body of Christ, the body is also bigger and beyond us. The body of Christ incorporates every living being, including the snakes in the garden, the dirt between our toes, all of humanity, including those with whom we disagree. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. We are tied in a single garment of destiny, a tapestry of love. Whatever affects one affects all. May we offer dignity and honor to all without making comparisons. There's a challenge. May we offer dignity, honor to all without making comparisons. That's the essence of a lei dangal. That's a Filipino term which describes that deliberate act of upholding and uplifting the worth of other people. A deliberate act of loving neighbor and believing or acting like we believe that all humans are holy. A lei dangal, offering dignity, especially in situations of conflict, disagreement, vulnerability, or difference. We don't offer it as a reward. We don't offer it because it's something people earn. We offer it because dignity is inherent in living beings. It just is. Every living being is valuable and important, even the people with whom I strongly disagree. Ouch. Yikes. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and most especially this whole past week. My contemplations were sparked by one line, which was part of my nonviolent homework this past week. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm using a portion of my continuing education funds, which you provide to me, to take a 1-year-long course in nonviolence sponsored by the Meta Center. And so there was this one line in this week's lesson which grabbed my attention. I felt like it was almost said in passing, so I had to do rewind and go back to it. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's like a thread connecting this series with Patty's poetry, today's music, and the children's kitchen table lesson. So that one sentence is part of a lecture given by Professor Erica Chenoweth. She began her academic career believing in the power of war and advocating for violent methods. This was the essence of her doctoral research, and while she was working on her thesis, someone invited her to a seminar on nonviolence so she could hear the other side of the story. She said the real reason she went is because they had free food and free books and she was a student. And she said while she was there, she had a great time disrupting and poking holes in the theories. And eventually, one of the presenters, Maria Stephan, challenged her. She said, if violence is so effective, prove it. Back it up. Where are the statistics? And there were no statistics. So she and Maria Stephan teamed up, and they've done some really, really good work, including write books. Each of them were determined to prove their position, and the end result, per Erica Chenoweth, she said I was wrong. What she learned is that nonviolent techniques are 3 times more effective in achieving the desired results than our violent methods. Then came a sentence that got my attention. She said, the reason that they are more effective is because of defections. Defections. I wanted to know more about that. What were these defections? Who were the defectors and how was it happening? And I really wanted to know how a group committed to nonviolence, and I'm thinking especially about the protests and the protections that are going now, that if you sign up as you're asked to, you check that box that says, I agree to be nonviolent. How do groups like that create space, safe space for defection? And all I could think was, it's gotta be built on relationships. And indeed, that's the truth. So here's what I learned. When an advocate of violence, or someone who's caught up in support of a violent system, defects or refuses to go along, it has to do with a relationship, with some kind of connection. And some of the examples that the two studied were police officers or ICE agents or soldiers who refused to, I don't like this language, I wish I'd have better, this is what comes to mind, refused to shoot into the crowd. Because when they looked out at the people, they saw their sons and daughters. There were also examples of people I'm calling haters, people who other others, the dividers, who stopped hating when they recognized the folks they were hating were actually providing a safe space, or the people they were hating were actually taking care of them. And this is something I see happening in my neighborhood in 2 ways. One, at the protests and the protections and the rallies. You know, I live in a small community, and it's often the same agitators or counter-protesters who show up, and they have a safe space. Like, here, stand in this tree, have some water. And they kind of just go to their place now. And we know their name. And they know our name. And the other way that is common is that in my neighborhood, again, most of the healthcare providers are from immigrant families. And it takes the willingness to engage in a lot of conversation and offer a lot of gentle nudging for someone who's immersed in that hateful or harmful narrative of dividing and demonizing, to get them to start to wonder, why would they hate that person who's taking care of them, who checks them in at the doctor's office, who does their blood pressure, who puts their Band-Aids on. But I have seen it happen. It takes a lot of relationship building now. And there are also examples of the government leaders who say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to support war. I'm not going to support mass incarceration. or deportation, because when I look into the crowd, I see the faces of my neighbor. I see my people. I see my friends. So as I mentioned, what I've really been thinking about is the importance of doing what I perceive to be the hard work of being in relationship with people with whom I strongly disagree, in a way that should they choose to change their minds, they got a safe place to land with honor and dignity. That's the way of a Laden Hall, offering dignity and grace without comparisons. I'm saying that for me. I'm preaching to me. Because I know you all don't get caught up in comparisons. This is also the Japanese way of kamamuta, which is to be moved or motivated by love, and it's also the way of Jesus. It's at the heart of the children's kitchen table lesson. So I just want to offer this reminder that throughout this series, we have been reading the stories of Jesus as he and his followers have been moving into and through Jerusalem. And we started with the traditional Palm Sunday reading, where Jesus and his followers enter Jerusalem, waving palm leaves and singing and praising God. And the religious leaders who have become entangled with an unjust political system hear them coming. And they warn Jesus. They say, keep your followers quiet. Don't be making that noise. Don't come in here causing that disruption. Let your people know we're watching. We got surveillance. And at that point, those politically religious leaders begin to look for a way to arrest Jesus. Last week's lesson, Jesus and the people went into the temple and started flipping those tables. And those same religiously political leaders who were immersed in and upholding a violent system began looking for ways to kill Jesus. They wanted to kill him because they were afraid of him. Violence is rooted in fear. In this week's lesson, which we did not read, but the children are reading, comes what seems to me a defection. One of the politically religious leaders, who is part of that group that wants to arrest and kill Jesus, comes to Jesus with a question. This is how it is told in the Peace Table Storybook Bible. When Jesus was in the temple, a scribe who had overheard Jesus arguing with other leaders about difficult questions approached Jesus. Now, this scribe knew all of the commandments. This scribe knew how everything was supposed to be done, but he had a question. Which commandment's the most important? And Jesus said,
Love God.
lots of love up there. Love God, love your neighbors, you love yourself. There's nothing more important. And the scribe said, I agree. And Jesus did not respond like I would, like, well, why don't you practice what you preach then? Jesus was much nicer. Jesus welcomed the question, embraced the conversation, honored the man's wisdom. When the scribe said, I agree, Jesus says, yes. I want to rewrite this last line. The Gospels say, you're in the kingdom now. I want to word that differently. We're kin now or something like that. Now we're thinking the same. At any point, Jesus treats this person with dignity. And to me, that's a mending of a relationship. The two are one now. It's a cross-stitch pattern of safety and sanity. They sting or bringing the broken pieces together. Lay them down, treating everyone with dignity. We are the body of Christ. We are the bread of life. Right here, right now. And we gather at the table, sharing communion, remembering that after Jesus blessed what was broken, he fed everyone. He shared the bread of life with all who were gathered. And in this space, we do likewise. No matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. And after sharing the bread, and so I'm not remiss, this is the gluten-free side. After sharing the bread, Jesus lifted the cup and said, "This cup is a reminder. It is a symbol of who we have made a commitment to be, a people who love." So at this time, we move about this space once again. You are invited to bring your offerings and gifts forward. You can hit the drum, leave your prayer requests, pick up poetry, light candles, and share the bread of life and the cup of love. And come, for all things are ready.
Rest today, right?
This Wednesday that you're not able to do it, right?
No, it was last Wednesday. I wasn't able to do it.
So we can have this Wednesday on the calendar.
That was before. I know what it is.
So can you do this Wednesday?
I can't, I have relatives in Kansas. Yeah.
Right.
I am for sure. I might have to say that. Yes. Yes,
Hey, be here Wednesday night?
yes.
Okay. You are invited to sit, stand, clap, move around, sing, dance with our closing song.
I know you guys know this one. Written this morning we relay what many dreams have died. Like a tree planted by the water, we never will run dry. Oh, living water, flowing free, God is thirsty for us. Fill our hearts and flood our souls with our desire. Just know you are living, you know you live your name on high. Shine like the sun, make God running tonight. We know we are made for so much more than every life. Time for us to love and just survive. We will make it right. Whoa, 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 to your one, we're digging deep. So no maker's call might sound good. To the world we're reaching out to show them who you are. So living water flowing through. God is thirsty for us. Fill our hearts and flood our souls with one desire. Just to know you make me know you live your name on high. And like the sun makes stars from high. We know we are made for so much more than every life. It's time for us to go and just survive. We will make the time. Yeah. For unspeakable, inconceivable, love unstoppable, indefatigable. For unspeakable, inconceivable, love unstoppable, indefatigable. For unspeakable, inconceivable, love unstoppable, indefatigable. For unspeakable, inconceivable, indefatigable.
And you are invited into the closing circle. If you are not comfortable standing, we can bring the circle to you. Try to keep your hair out of the fire.
Your wheels today. Actually, that's fine.
There you go. This is your opportunity to share a word, a thought, or a takeaway with each other, and then we'll take a moment for announcements.
There were several good points in that, Donna. Probably about 3 or 4 important messages all round into one. But what sticks with me was the paradox of trying to shepherd your life with joy and pain at the same time and make that work.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for making me feel welcome.
Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you. You are welcome. Thank you for not running away with you silly fishy.
It's
Donna,
wonderful to have.
thank you for your reflection today.
Great message, great poet.
Yes, not just poet, Theo poet.
It's so nice to have your smiling face back.
The power of defection. Boy, that really is powerful. You really, you focus on it.
Yeah, now we got to do it.
A bunch of us did it yesterday.
Yes,
And that's
for
what I
sure.
think- What I kept thinking about.
Yes.
The conversations that you all had with people who normally, real world wouldn't be in our circle, right? That are powerful.
Yes,
I saw
thank
a
you.
couple of people looking at the bulletin board yesterday saying, what kind of church is it?
Good question.
I also want to welcome these 2 women who are down from Maine and New Hampshire, members of UCC up there, so they're with us today.
Welcome.
You're
welcome.
welcome. Thank you. And I also want to, in addition to our yard sale maestro, Myra, her husband, Ron, here, I spend time during the services watching different people, and Ron has this ministry of hugs and handshakes. We need to acknowledge. I think it's really lovely.
Pass the peace, right?
What did you say, Violet?
I said that Ron does hugs and handshakes, and I'd like to be a mom.
Yes.
Nice.
Blessings on you, Ron.
Yes.
Any other thoughts or takeaways?
One of my teens told me recently that transgender people are very well accepted in the Philippines, and I wondered why, and that caught my attention when you explained the LA-DOC.
There's a lot I Googled it, there's a lot of ways to say it, and none of us here are Filipino.
But now with that cultural context,
Yeah.
it makes sense
Yeah.
that they would be very accepted. How beautiful.
If you're not getting the actions that we have most weeks, like the ones that we had today, and you would like to, just give me your email, and I'll be glad to add you.
Thank you, Warren. This is my announcement. We don't have any meeting or anything after church. And it's really hard to walk past that second communion table over there on the way to the first communion. It's like, ooh, cheesecake.
Nancy would like to say, what would you like to say?
Oh, hi, Nancy. And we love you just like you are. You're here in time for our second communion.
Let's do the service again.
Yes, Madeline.
I'm back in PT again, and I am claiming that I am not going to need this much longer.
All right. Let's share our benediction, which is on the screen.
One announcement.
Oh, yes, announcements.
Council will meet on the 22nd, 2 weeks from today. It's kind of one of those out of order deals. We'll do kind of our March and April
Yes.
gathering at the same time. If you have an agenda item, just get it to me and we'll get you on the agenda.
Oh, one more announcement. This coming Wednesday, we have our next Lenten luncheon at
Yes.
12 o'clock.
Linton, bring your own lunch.
Yeah, we go lunch.
Yeah.
It's a real good program. We had 10 people last time.
Great conversations. Okay.
Wait a minute, I have an announcement too.
Okay.
Is everybody happy now?
I think so, Violet.
Every Wednesday night, this church hosts a Quaker meeting.
Yes.
What is popularly known as silent worship, but what Quakers call waiting worship. If you are interested in coming, it's both in person and online, so see me and I'll give you details.
Thank you for that.
Good Trouble St. John's meets on Tuesday at 10 o'clock at New Mount Moriah Christian Ministries, and I'll be leading it. So.
All right. Thank you for that. The kids' projects, some of them are up here, worth checking out.
We
Yes.
get ice cream.
Do we get ice cream or just Connie's favorites?
Oh, not the kids.
That's what I thought. Okay, now let's say our benediction. We are blessed and we are blessings. We go in love.
So where are you from the meeting? Okay, so are you just down here? Oh, nice. It's nice.